Give us a call for a free prompt estimate.
In our last segment, we saw the damage hail can do to a roof and learned how to assess a roof's condition. Now let's catch up with product specialist Kevin Hayes from Ryan Roofing to learn more about the components that make up a roof system. Well, Kevin, the guys are really making some good headway on this re-roofing project.
Yeah, like Mark said, we want to get her done in a day. You know, we got the perfect weather, so we want to get her done in a day, so we brought a large crew out.
Okay, well, when you're re-roofing your house, whether it's from storm damage or just, you know, it needs a new roof due to the longevity, you need to select products from a homeowner standpoint. You're the product specialist that assisted these homeowners. Let's kind of walk through that process.
Basically what they did is they called Ryan Roofing and said that, you know, they were home during this hailstorm, and they knew that they probably had some damage because they could tell by looking at their landscape and their trees. Then I came out and I looked at it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come out and I'm going to do my evaluation. Number one, like Mark had said earlier, you can find collateral damage to the soft metals. Well, I come out and I look for that. Then I'll do a drawing so I could document the size of the roof, where the problems are, where the gutters are, where the damage is. And we got this all figured out. We looked at the size of the roof, decided what we need, what we got to do to achieve getting this back to its natural splendor.
How did the process evolve from there?
In this particular situation, Stu, it is a very steep roof. We're out in the country. You can see the leaves are blowing. It's a very windy environment here. So we want to go with a high wind shingle.
So different shingles are susceptible to wind at different miles per hour?
Yeah, some are rated at, 50, 60 miles per hour all the way up to, 200. This particular one is rated at 110 miles per hour.
So what separates this shingle from the others?
Well, this being an Owens Corning, this is a very good shingle. It has a sure nail system here where you put the nail in. That's what's holding it to the roof.
Boy, in this strip right here, is that just like a rubber membrane?
It's a rubber membrane. The nail won't be able to pull through that. Rubber's got that strength. Then, second of all, on this particular shingle, they put a seal tab on here. That's what's actually going to seal it down, if you were to look at it this way, to that. A lot of shingles are only going to have an inch, no glue for an inch, glue for an inch. That's something you want to look at as a homeowner when you buy a shingle. So this is going to give this a 110 mile wind rating because it's on a smooth surface and it's got a full seal.
So as a homeowner, look at the shingles, look at the wind loads, and especially here's something visual that you can look at. Make sure that the seal tab is a continuous line.
Absolutely.
All the way across.
That's going to make a huge difference on how it holds.
Did aesthetics come into play as well then? Because this does look a little different than those up there.
Yeah, this has that dimensional look. It's a laminate shingle. So it's going to give more of an architectural look. And
okay, so when we hear about that, architectural shingles, dimensional shingles, this is what you're looking for.
This is it.
And they're also going to be more resistant, just inherently by their design, more resistant to wind.
Exactly. That there's a 25-year 3-tab, where this here's the architectural, dimensional. A lot of people have different names for it. It's a laminated shingle, so it's going to give you that dimensional look and make your roof look a little thicker and deeper.
Boy, it's really going to pop on this house. Make
it
look substantial.
It's going to look great. One other thing, Stu, we are a preferred contractor for Owens Corning.
And what does that mean?
They come out and they look at our applications and they train us and they teach us how to use their products and install them properly.
So does that really help to ensure that the homeowner is going to get the best possible end result?
Yep, the best install, and they're going to get that 110 mile wind rating because we're preferred.
Okay, so shingles play an important role, but when you look at a roof system, there's a lot of other products that go into it. How can a homeowner select what's right?
Well, that's probably where your professional is going to select all that for you. You're going to want to get a top grade product. First off, we're going to start with the waterproofing with the ice and water shield. This is a membrane that actually self-adheres right to the wood.
Wow, is that ever tacky?
Oh, it's amazing. That will adhere right to the wood. It'll kind of actually melt to it.
Well, when I was watching them tear off on this house, I noticed that they didn't even attempt to get the old ice and water shield off.
Yeah, once it's on there, it's on there.
Now, what is the role of the ice and water shield?
What it's going to do is protect the house from the ice damming. Because as the snow melts, it's going to come down to the eaves and eventually freeze. Then you're going to get a buildup of ice. Eventually, that water that's still melting is not going to be able to go over that ice. So where do you think it's going to go, Stu?
Probably going to back right up underneath the existing shingles, and if you don't have ice and water shield, probably going to rot out the sheathing?
Yeah, because this here is not going to let that water penetrate and get down to your wood decking, so it's going to protect you that way.
Okay, so how much ice and water shield do you put on?
It depends on every application, but typically you're going to see 6 feet in the eaves and 3 feet in the valleys and anywhere along the roof to wall or any protrusion that's coming out.
With an experienced contractor, they know where to put the right product so that you get your best value.
Absolutely.
Ice and water shield's one component. Looks like you have some felt paper here?
Yep, what we're doing is we're installing 30-pound felt. This will go underneath the shingles. This will help waterproof it. They do make a 15-pound, but we use a 30-pound on a steep roof just so it doesn't tear when you're walking on it.
Okay, so also a very important aspect
Very
of it.
important to waterproof it.
So we have ice and water shield, we have the felt, we have the shingles, of course. How important are the nails when you're talking about re-roofing?
The nails are very important. This is the kind of stuff that makes a difference, Stu. You got a high wind rating, but it's only as good as the nail that's holding it. as you can see here, Stu, this has a shank in it, right there and there. That's going to go into the wood, and that's not going to allow that nail to pull.
Almost like little barbs in there, like a fish hook, that with a barb, you can't pull it out.
Perfect example. That's just what it's like. It's going to hold itself in there. There are other products like staples. A staple is 2 protrusions, but there's no shanks in that. Them rust a lot easier and they will pull out. So we stay away from the staples. You know, by using a professional company, you get a professional application.
Again, if you find companies that are trying to cut corners, you're not always getting your best value. You won't get the longevity out of the roof.
Exactly, and staples are about 1/3 the price, so they will do that.
Earlier with Mark, we saw the damage to the venting, but he said even if they weren't damaged, you'd probably be replacing them.
Yeah, we want to get the whole cosmetic look done right. Plus, these here are a better quality bird-proof, squirrel-proof vent. It's actually metal. It's going to give them the quality. It's going to give them the right cubic amount of ventilation too, Stu, with this.
So again, there's different products out there, different qualities within each product, and as a homeowner, you want to do your education, talk to the professionals who can give you the different options.
Yeah, and a professional product that's going to last for the 30 years the shingle will.
And then to finish it all off, here's a ridge cap.
Yep, this is your final ridge cap that's going to go on top of the ridge, and that's going to give us our finished look to go along with the dimensional shingle.
And with the dimensional shingles, you get that depth that we were talking about. I can see they have a little extra piece there. Raise it up, and even though it's subtle there on the roof, it's really going to add some nice dimension to it.
And finish the full look for them and give them a complete, beautiful, you know, dimensional look then.
Well, Kevin, after walking through these products, it's amazing how many different components go into a proper roofing job. And as a homeowner, do my education, but most importantly, work with a competent, knowledgeable contractor.
Exactly, because of the fact that, you know, there's so many different products out there that they really need to put together to get the complete job done right.
Well, I'm anxious to find out more about the installation process. I appreciate you coming on, introducing the product. I'm going to head over and catch up with Mark.
All right.
Stick around. We'll see how professionals install a roof and get some advice on selecting a contractor when we continue with today's Home Remodeler.
Is your roof leaking and causing damage inside your home? Then contact the professionals at Ryan Roofing. With over 30 years of experience, we can repair, restore, or re-roof your home. We're locally owned and operated, and we have a proven track record of quality workmanship, dependable service, and reasonable prices. Ryan Roofing, where your complete satisfaction is our guarantee, and no job is ever too large or too small. Give us a call for a free, prompt estimate.